close, you can win.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 7 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. I want to tell you something that I bet you don't realize about me, Robin.
Ooh, what's that?
That I don't drink. Now, I know I don't drink. And, but I bet if I did drink, I would be worse than most of the drinkers you know. You know why I don't drink? I don't drink because I kind of know me. I was the guy who couldn't eat one Oreo when I was a kid. And yes, and when I was going out with my friends, when drinking first started happening when we were younger, I said to myself, I'm going to be one of those guys who gets drunk all the time because I know how I am with Oreos.
Oh.
I'm never going to be, and you know how I was with cigars. When I was smoking cigars, I was like one after another. I just didn't know how to do it in moderation.
Oh, okay.
You know, and I thought, gosh, the one thing that'll ruin my life, because I had seen people who were ruined by alcohol, just so you know. Mm-hmm. And so I thought, well, I don't want that to happen to me. So I figured if I'm going to be an overindulger, then it should be with cookies or so. No, even that's bad, of course. Dr. Philip Hemphill is an expert on this topic. He is the Chief Clinical Officer of Lakeview Health in Jacksonville, Florida. He's a 25-year veteran of the addiction and behavioral health field. He's an adjunct professor at Tulane University School of Social Work and LSW Health Sciences Center in the Department of Psychiatry, and he's written a book. It's called Taming, Disruptive Behavior. We're talking about overindulgence and addictions, the difference between them, and as we come upon the holidays, how does this affect you when you're going out, et cetera, et cetera. Dr. Hemphill, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Where are you calling from?
Jacksonville, Florida.
All right, thank you. When I was telling my story, the way I really am, does that ring a bell? Do you hear that a lot? People who just know that they are that way, and it's kind of nothing they can do about it?
Well, unfortunately, working in the field of addiction, I don't hear that story enough, actually, from people. I hear just the opposite. And, you had something going on in your life or in your genetic makeup that allowed you to recognize that early and be able to contain yourself and make wise decisions, that you were able to foresee consequences and perhaps other experiences you learned from people around you. And that's not always the case for most people.
But it didn't stop me from venturing into the tobacco area, because I did go there, and I think I did become, I don't know if addicted is accurate, but I had to quit it. I couldn't do it I couldn't do it in moderation. I just didn't know how to do that.
Yeah, it's definitely more of a dependency, and there's both, in that case, a physiological dependency on the nicotine, and also just the psychological process of, the idea of relaxing, a sense of relaxation, a sense of putting something into your mouth, a sense of being in control. So you have those psychological variables in addition to the physiological.
So the book is called Taming, Disruptive Behavior. That almost sounds like the book might be able to help somebody to tone it down so that it's in moderation, as opposed to simply quitting and being done with it altogether.
Well, that particular book is actually focused more on behavioral issues that are out of control and affecting other people around an individual. So that one has some of its basis more on behavioral and personality and character. Like you mentioned, as you sort of self-disclose your description of yourself, there's almost like this obsessive compulsiveness in you that you had to be driven towards the behavior. And so that particular book will focus more on managing those types of behaviors with an individual.
But doesn't that go hand in hand, though, with addiction? Because we were told that addiction's considered to be a chronic brain disease, and doesn't that affect your behavior?
Yes, it does. And but the purpose of the book is more about managing behavioral issues related to interacting with other people around you. So more of a personality issue, not focused as much on addictions. But you're absolutely right that it's a chronic disease state is what we know, and it has to be treated that way, that it's a lifelong healing process for people.
So regarding behavioral things, especially in social situations like you might be at a party this holiday season, even though I do a radio show and I seem like an extrovert on the air, in reality I go to a party and I'm not. And I'm using myself as an example because I'm hoping that other people relate to this. But I think I've learned how to kind of fake it until I make it kind of thing. I go to a party and I'll just start talking to somebody, and even though it's uncomfortable, it breaks the ice a little bit. Is it as easy as that, or have I made it too simple?
No, I think that's good. I mean, if you're at a function and you're around other people, most of the time during the holidays, we're gonna be around people who are familiar to us, so we can sort of see what their behavior is like. Are they more irritable? Are they more impatient? Are they interrupting people? You know, are they doing things that are really kind of disrupting the flow of the social activity, the holiday exchange? I mean, what are they doing related to interacting with each other? Having a difficult time, you know, just sort of relaxing and being with the group. And those can be some variables to consider when looking at people, you know, with their consumption of alcohol or any suspicion of drug use as well.
When I was growing up, my parents and a lot of our other friends would have parties, and they would be parties for families. The children would be there, but the parents would be drinking. Sometimes the children would be actually mixing the drinks. And I really can't recall a number of us children becoming alcoholics or things, but probably they do, and they start really early, like when they're in elementary school, don't they?
Yes, some do. They have that much access and exposure to alcohol that they start themselves consuming these, and we know that that's extremely detrimental to the brain and the development of the child over time. You know, the brain is still forming well into the alcohol. The age of consent should be like 25 or something, because it's really affecting people's brain as it's developing. Their brain as it's developing. So yeah, children. You probably could remember that some kids probably had a little more fascination with alcohol, even at that younger age, and those would be the ones that are much more vulnerable in later life.
Dr. Philip Hemphill is on the phone with us. We will take a little break and be right back with Dr. Hemphill. If you have a question, by the way, you're invited to call in. The number is 622-9622. The book that I have, it sounds like there's more than one book, so I'll dig into this a little deeper. But the one book I have the title of is Taming Disruptive Behavior, Spotting the Differences Between Holiday Overindulgence and Addiction. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, this Monday, very warm with clouds and sunshine at a high of 82 to 86. Partly cloudy and mild Monday night, low 64 to 68. For Tuesday, becoming mostly cloudy with a shower or thunderstorm in the area, high 78 to 82. Wednesday, clouds, breaks of sun, and still warm, high 79 to 83. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hi, this is Becky at Hello Gorgeous Salon. Let's get rid of those sun damaged ends and faded out color and get into something rich and vibrant. It's time to get that new look started. So call today and set up your appointment at Hello Gorgeous Salon, 351-5358. Hello Gorgeous is a certified Brazilian blowout salon. We can tame those locks, leaving your hair healthy and shiny with a Brazilian smoothing treatment. And whether you're going on a job interview or out on a date, your hands do a lot of talking. Manicures are a must. Hello Gorgeous is a full-service salon, so let us help you make a great first impression. Call us today to set your appointment at Hello Gorgeous. Our number is 352-351-5358. Again, that's 352-351-5358. Hello Gorgeous is conveniently located in the heart of downtown Ocala, right next to the historic Marion Theater. And don't forget, we also do men and children's cuts too.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my
too.
seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new
Yep,
trunk.
we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
All right, 17 minutes after 11 o'clock, Dr. Philip Hemphill is on the phone with us. He's up in Jacksonville at the Lakeview Health, and my notes here say Lakeview Health is a leading provider of drug and alcohol rehabilitation services in Northeast Florida. Dr. Hemphill is a recognized addiction treatment specialist, and he's on the phone. So let's take a phone call or two. Doctor, you okay with that, right? I hope?
Oh, yeah, that sounds great.
Okay, good morning. Thank you for calling and for waiting on hold rather. You're on the phone now with Dr. Hemphill.
Good morning. I was wondering if you could spell his name out for me so I could look up his book. And I was also wondering if reading the book would assist with anxiety and avoidance. I'm not as inclined to be excessive in drinking. I don't smoke or anything like that. But I have problems with social situations, and my solution is just to avoid them at all costs. But, of course, I don't want to turn into a recluse in the process. So I was just wondering if he had any recommendations like that.
Well, I'll have to let him answer that. But I can spell his name for you.
Thank you.
Do you want to stay on the line and interact with the doctor? Okay. His last name is spelled Hemphill. Hemphill. Okay. Okay.
Great. Thanks so much.
Now don't go away. Let you talk to him. Doctor, can you address her second part of the question, which is obviously more important?
Yeah, definitely. So the avoidance issue and the anxiety there, it's really nice that you haven't sort of turned to some type of substance or behavior from what you're describing to support your ability to just be in those social environments or the stress. But there are still things that you can do to take care of yourself, and sort of looking at some of the way that you're breathing, so you can work on some ways to sort of try to do some relaxation through your breath. You can sort of think about what other kind of stressors are in your life. Are they coming from external sources, or are they coming just from internally? You may see some of this manifest itself in some kind of medical conditions as well. So stress can be manifested in your body in many different ways, not just avoiding certain social situations. So some relaxation. The other thing you may think about is trying to look at ways in which you're communicating with people. Might it be an opportunity for you to be more assertive to certain people in your life? That can be of some assistance with your anxiety and reduce some of that. And just being a good listener, I think, is really important, especially over the holidays here. I think we're in a time where we don't have enough depth in some of our relationships, and so being really a good listener can also help you in your own anxiety. So it's a great question, though.
All right.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you for the call. All right, let me squeeze another phone call in here. Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air with Dr. Hemphill.
Yes, good morning. Well, I grew up on Long Island, where we had the Long Island Expressway, and my father really put it in my head that driving, you got to keep your head in the game all the time, and even one beer takes your head out of the game. So never to drink and drive. And also, we brought up the story that my father had to bail out my uncle once on a drunk driving charge. And so that was always in my head.
So that influenced you, it sounds like.
And then in confirmation class, toward the end of confirmation class, the pastor brought up the subject, and he said, alcohol makes you see double and think half. Never were wiser words spoken.
All right. Well, thank you. So that
I'll give you all a good morning. Bye.
thank you. So I'm guessing what he's saying is that's what kept him out of being going down that trail.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know? I was playing music when I was a younger guy in bars. And so if I had become an alcoholic, it would have been the worst thing for me. But the one thing I will tell you is that I can remember a guy specifically. I was playing in Palm Beach, and he got drunk. And because I'm a big guy, the bartender asked me if I would escort the guy back to his room, which I did. And between the bar and his room in this hotel, he was handing me a rolled up wad of money. I have no idea how much money was there, but I said, you can't be giving your money away. I mean, I easily could have said, nobody's going to see this. Nobody's going to know. I could take the money from him. When I got to the door, I said to his wife, I said, I'm sorry, I think he just drank too much, and you got to watch him. He's trying to give away his money. And she goes, oh my gosh, that's all we have. I'm glad I'm glad you didn't take it.
It was you.
Yeah, I always thought that too. But my point is that would have been horrendous. I mean, I'm sure alcohol plays or wreaks havoc on all relationships, and that would have been just one example.
Yeah, that's an excellent example of how some people have difficulties to the point where they're putting the substances ahead of their relationships, their job, their marriage, and in this case, just their financial stability. So, yeah, that's certainly a sign and a symptom that a person is moving down that continuum where they're not really controlling their behavior. They're not really capable of managing their cravings, and just a complete diminished recognition of the consequences that they're having on people around them.
How do you get the people who have this kind of addiction or substance misuse to see that? Because sometimes, the people that care for them, they'll say, look, you can't do this anymore, this is bad. And then the people that have the addiction or the alcohol problem will say, oh, it's just not fair. You're just taking it too far. I don't have this problem. And then they start yelling at them for their problem and for not allowing them to go drink or whatever it is.
That's another excellent point, that these behaviors don't exist in a vacuum. The individuals struggling are just walking around our everyday lives. They're checking us out at grocery stores. They're fixing our cars. They're taking care of us in hospitals. I mean, people are everywhere that have these difficulties, and the reality is the people that are closest to them often have a lot of difficulties as well. They take on the responsibility of the individual. They try to solve the individual's problems. They feel guilty and angry at themselves when they're not effective with the person struggling with addiction or dependency. They're trying to please the person continuously. So they really have a difficult time being themselves, almost like dependent on the individual with the difficulties on the addict. So yeah, it's very, very challenging for individuals, and it's common that the blame will be placed on them. Well, you're the reason that this is happening.
Dr. Philip Hemphill is our guest, and we'll talk about the books in just a second. Let me squeeze in one more phone call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. I was wondering, is hypnosis useful in treating a person like Robin was just describing, someone that's in complete denial about alcoholism or something like that?
Well, there are many treatment approaches, and you certainly want to take the bio, psycho, social, spiritual approach. So you're looking at the biology of the individual, and so there are certain medications that can be used, the anti-craving medications that can assist people. And then from a psychological standpoint, you want to understand what the personality and the character is of the individual, and maybe they have something that's deep-rooted or something that has gone on in their lives that they need to sort of free themselves of in some ways. And for that, and the sociological approaches, you certainly can use hypnosis as one modality. Group therapy is another type of modality. Individual therapy, another type of modality. So hypnosis and something more recent used by more individuals is called EMDR. And that's another sort of technique that brings people out of stressful situations from their history and also the way that they think about those situations. And then the last one that I mentioned is spirituality. And sort of gaining a more holistic approach and understanding of your purpose and where you actually fit in the world, sort of in the cosmos, whatever it is that you believe in, but recognizing that we all have to live interdependent with each other.
Thank you for the call. Doctor, before we run out of time, we mentioned one book, Taming Disruptive Behavior. Do you have a website for that, and are there other books on your website?
So I do not have other books on the website, but you can access that through the Lakeview Health website,
okay,
lakeviewhealth.com. Or you can also look to the publisher, which is the American College of Physician Executives, ACPE, American College of Physician Executives. You can also buy it on Amazon as well. It's available there as well.
Well, you really look like a rock star, sir. I just love your style and bow tie and the the addiction clinic is really lucky to have you because you look like a normal person and someone that a person who has a problem can trust because it is based upon trust when you have to heal.
Yeah, I appreciate that compliment, and I definitely think that trust and safety and comfort are at the cornerstone of any relationship, and certainly a relationship when an individual or a loved one is in distress and in need of care and healing.
And the other side of this too is the lady at the door of the story I told is perhaps needing to have. I mean, if you recognize somebody with an addiction as somebody with a disease, you might have a different understanding of them, a different approach. So maybe the two of you need to get together, read the book, go get professional help. I'm just taking a stab at this, and I'm guessing it works if both of you are involved, the addicted one and the one who's affected by the addicted one.
Absolutely. So you do have to include the whole social support network. That's the best outcome that you will get. Instead of just trying to treat the individual, you try to bring in all of those support people because they need assistance and help too, and that they've been, brought down a path that's been really overwhelming.
Yeah.
And despite they want to express their caring and being responsible, but they've oftentimes been pulled out of that healthy modality of relationship.
Dr. Hemphill, thank you so much. The book again is Taming Disruptive Behavior. The website for the book and other information, lakeviewhealth.com. And Dr. Hemphill is up in Jacksonville. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. President Obama meeting with his national security team at the Pentagon about ISIS. He'll deliver a statement later.
The president is likely to further explain his plan to defeat ISIS. Despite the president's reassurances, Republicans say he has failed to grasp the severity of the risk. A recent AP poll found that 7 in 10 Americans rated the risk of a terrorist attack in the U.S. as at least somewhat high.
Fox News Radio's John Decker. Flood warnings for much of the central U.S.
There has been a pretty broad area of heavy rain that has spread out from the southern plains eastward now into the Mississippi Valley, and the precipitation amounts have been anywhere from 1 to 3 inches.
Bob Orbeck of the National Weather Service, a University of New Hampshire chemist, says he's developed a coffee that provides the same heart benefits as red wine. Glenn Miller says he infuses coffee beans with an antioxidant found in the skins of grapes used to make red wine. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Do you run a small business? Do you want it to grow? Well, then don't let your business slow down or shut down because you lost your computer files. Get Carbonite and your files will be backed up to the cloud automatically. No matter how many computers, servers, or external drives you have, Carbonite has an affordable plan. Start a free trial today at Carbonite.com. No credit card required. Use offer code BACKITUP and get 2 free bonus months with purchase. Carbonite.com. Offer code BACKITUP.
Ho, ho, hole in one. The Golfsmith Gift Pros here with another gift-giving lesson. Here's a letter from Sylvia. Dear Gift Pros, what should I get my husband for Golfmas? Sylvia, how about a new set of clubs? With a qualifying purchase of Callaway XR irons or woods, you'll get a free gift card valued at up to $150. Ask one of our experts for details. And remember to swing your credit card with one fluid motion. For more gift-giving tips, go to Golfsmith or golfsmith.com. Anything for golf.
All right, 28 minutes before 12 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. What is today? Oh, it's Monday. And Brianna is on the phone from Jerry's Point and Gun. Gosh, we haven't spoken to Brianna in so long. Hi, Brianna.
Know.
How you doing?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you guys?
Good. This is a busy time of year for you, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it is. It's been crazy.
My goodness. What's the hot item of the year? Can you tell us that?
Oh, I would say the gun department in general has been the hot item.
Really?
Probably, yes, at least a month going strong right now. So, yes. The gun department, I'd say the Costa sunglasses have been excellent because that's a great gift for anybody. Gift certificates, we've been doing a lot of gift certificates. Just about anything in the store. Also the jewelry department. I've got a lot of pretty things that I've just put out recently.
When Robin and I go over there for gift-giving time, she always gets jewelry from the jewelry department, and I always get coins from the jewelry department. They're both in the same spot.
Yeah. Yes.
Right?
Yes, exactly. I have a couple that come in, and every single year they buy a whole roll of silver dollars, and that's part of their stocking stuffers for their grandchildren.
Oh, that is a cool idea. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I always get these weird coins, like for Alex. He loves them. Well, I hope he loves them. I give them to him.
You know, at the World Trade Center on.
Yeah, they got they're silver. They're pure. I mean, they're so shiny, right? They just look nice. I don't
They're
know.
very cool to hang on to.
And they're actual dollars, aren't they? I mean, even though they're minted special or something, but they're
Most of them are dollars. There are some that are just bullion, but for the most part, they're dollars.
and they're worth more than $1 because they're made out of pure silver, right?
You're right. Yep.
Just one of those things I've learned.
Yeah.
You know,
Brianna.
do you know what I learned also, Brianna? Remember the year I think I bought 10 pennies from you
Yes, I remember that.
from the 1800s, and I was asking somebody, how do you clean them up? And he said, no, they're worth more if they're not clean. Did you know that?
Correct. That's correct.
Of course you would know
Don't
that.
touch 'em. Don't touch them.
Don't touch them.
Wow,
Buy them
that's
dirty,
cool.
keep them dirty.
That's right.
That's a new slogan. Buy them dirty, keep them dirty.
Keep them dirty. We'll see a T-shirt
Well, you think
with
about
that on.
you think about all the hands that have held those pennies over the past 100-something years, right?
Right. That's a lot of hands.
It's a lot of germs. Probably some flu viruses on there.
Do you have people coming in now that need extra cash and they're bringing you their stuff to sell and or to pawn?
Yes, absolutely. We pawn on good used merchandise and also jewelry, musical instruments, guns, tools, you name it. That way it'll get you a little extra money for the holiday season so you can get those extra gifts for your kids or family members.
And then you don't have to worry about taking it out of pawn until after the first of the year then.
Exactly, because a pawn is good for 65 days, and generally we give an extra week on top of that. So you'll have plenty of time to get it back out.
Lots of cool things. I'm looking over at Robin. Robin, am I right that necklace came from Jerry's Pawn and Gun?
No, the one I was wearing yesterday.
Oh, the one yesterday
the
did.
necklace and the bracelet and the earrings.
Yeah, we see
unusual.
we see things from Jerry's Pawn and Gun around us all the time because I know that's where we've gone for a lot of gifts.
Sure.
So this is a good time. Go over there and let's see. In addition to, we haven't mentioned musical instruments, which is like my favorite place to go.
Of course.
You have things for children too, babies
yes,
and things.
You do?
Yeah, there's in the music department or in general, I have both.
Okay.
You have baby instruments?
Well, there's like little tambourines and little bongos to play on.
How's your little guy doing? How's your son?
He's doing great. He turned 9. He's growing
Wow.
like a weed. He's doing great in school.
Wow.
Things are going pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been so long.
Mhm.
How's everybody over there? How's Jerry and Ruben and who am I forgetting?
Kevin, they're all doing great. Everybody's running around like a chicken with their head cut off, basically, because we've been so crazy. But everybody's doing very good. Everybody's health is good, so that's a plus.
Sometimes you have raffles, and then the proceeds benefit the food kitchen that you supply. Will you have any raffles this year for
We
Christmas?
usually do. I'm not 100% when the next one will be, but there will definitely be one coming up pretty soon.
Oh, nice.
So for those of you looking for the perfect gift, if you've never considered going to Jerry's Pawn and Gun, let me recommend it because simply this. Whatever we're telling you is there is leaving something out because we kind of give it a broad sketch. There's always something there that you never would have found if you didn't go looking yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Even on the website, you don't have everything, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, not at all. Not even 10%.
Can we buy gift certificates? Like if I wanted to buy a gun for somebody, but I'm not sure what kind, I could get them a gift certificate and they could
Are you gonna get me
it
a
right
gun?
from you.
Are you going to get me a gun?
Absolutely,
You never know.
absolutely. In any increment you'd like, and that way they can pick out what they want.
Don't buy me a gun. I'd be afraid of myself.
Oh.
I'd say, I don't know how to use this. It would sit in the drawer. Somebody would come to the...
The case, we do offer a concealed weapon gun class. Even if you don't get your concealed weapon permit, the class teaches you the laws, when and where and how to use it, loading your firearm, shooting it, practicing it. We do offer that class.
And can we get that class for like a teenager, for somebody like 16?
It is available to younger. They just would not be able to get their certificate till they were 21.
Oh, okay.
A
That's
handgun
good
class.
to know.
Who do you have in mind, Robin? I wonder who Robin's thinking of. Robin's thinking about buying a gun for a teenager.
Now, if it's like a long gun type thing, they do offer a class. The FWC offers a class for like the hunters' safety education.
For hunters. All right. That makes sense. Yeah.
That might be something, too. It just depends on what you're looking to do.
Okay.
Well, tell everybody over at Jerry's Pawn and Gun we said hi. And for the listeners, if you've never been there, this is a great place to go shopping. You got, how many days till Christmas? 11 days, right?
Well, really 10 because Christmas Eve is
Oh, yeah.
24th. So
10 days, yeah. So you
10 days
better hurry
to
over there.
Jerry's.
Brianna, where is Jerry's Pawn and Gun?
We are located on Highway 441 in Ocala, so just north of 40 or south of 27.
And will you be open this Sunday since it'll be the last Sunday before Christmas?
We're not open on Sunday, no, but we will be open Monday
day of
through
rest.
Thursday. So we will be here the day before Christmas. Typically, it's just we wait to see what time it kind of slows down, and we'll go home. But typically, we're here 8:30 to 5 Monday through Friday, and Saturday 8:30 to 4.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Excellent.
Well, thank you, Brianna. Thank you for being on the air with us, and we'll be by because it's the time of year. We come by 2 or 3 times a year. This is one of them.
Well, we look forward to seeing you, and thanks for having me on.
Thank you, Brianna. We'll be right back to have fun with Joe.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Looking to put your money to work? Florida Credit Union has 3 CD specials, 12 months for 1.05% APY, 24 months for 1.50% APY, 36 months for 1.75% APY each with a $10,000 minimum. Federally insured by the NCUA. APY equals annual percentage yield. These rates effective through December 31st, subject to change at any time. Visit one of Florida Credit Union's convenient locations today or visit their website at flcu.org.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.